My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
We acknowledge the traditional owners of country throughout Australia and recognise their continuing connection to land, waters and culture. We pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Welcome to This Song Is Yours, a music podcast where we chat to a new guest each week, talk about their life and creative endeavours, and talk to them about some of the music they love. Our show works by chatting to our guests about music, their songwriting techniques, and occasionally getting them to make you a playlist of the songs they love. Welcome to episode 162. I'm your host, Simon Fink. Our guest today is Rest for the Wicked. The genreless duo made up of singer Ben Townsend and producer Tasker are releasing their self-titled debut EP this coming Friday. In today's episode, we're speaking with Ben and Tasker about how the band came together, thinking outside the box when it comes to songwriting, and their party-like live shows. Here we go. Our guests today are an incredible duo who create a genreless kind of pop music together. One is a producer who's worked with artists like G-Flip and Tia Costello, and the other is a singer and MC who you might previously know as Ivan Ooze. This Friday, they released their self-titled EP, Rest for the Wicked. Please welcome to This Song Is Yours from the band Rest for the Wicked, Tasker and Ben Townsend. Gentlemen, hello.
Good afternoon.
Good morning.
How are we both today?
We're fantastic.
I'm great. My ears are ringing real bad, but in a good way.
Yeah.
So it's all right.
Is this a post-gig, like a loud show last night? Good, kind of? Or are we talking...
I was just jamming.
Having a little rehearsal.
Yeah. And I the ears to bleed a little bit.
So good.
It's a very exciting week for you guys this week as we've had a few singles kind of come through, but is the debut EP from Rest for the Wicked coming out this Friday. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you very much, sir. We're very excited and happy to have a body of work out into the world and the atmosphere and stratosphere.
It is out in the stratosphere everywhere worldwide, available on Friday. As mentioned, there has been a few singles, but how long has the EP been in the works? How long have we been running towards this goal?
How long have we been running for?
I don't know. They've been there for a bit.
Yeah, probably about 2 or 3. Is it 2 or 3 years? 2 or 3 years.
But we haven't been working on it every day, you know. We just kind of had the songs for a bit.
Yeah.
They've been in the vault. They've been locked away.
Yeah, the COVID vault.
Yeah. It's like a tin of tuna.
Yeah.
You rarely buy a tin of tuna and eat it that day, you know. You buy it, you leave it for a few years.
In the car for a bit.
Yeah, get it all.
Nice and hot.
Hot and saucy.
Cook it twice.
Cook it twice. It's a slow cooker.
So yeah, we've just been making songs and doing different stuff, and it's been wicked. And then we just decided that we need to put out a body of work, and what better way to do it than to do an EP? So we just collected, we have a whole heap of songs, and we were just we're going to put these ones out because we think that they're fresh and hip, and then just go for it. We'll see what happens.
Of course, I know both of you, and we'll get into it in a little bit. Both of you do have quite a strong background in music and in the Australian music scene. But what do you kind of make of the current day, I guess, release format that bands can stick to or don't even have to stick to? The fact that you can put out stuff whenever you want, or kind of build towards an EP.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that you can just do whatever you want, really. It's a very free thing now. It used to be about pushing out singles and then got to edging towards an album. But I mean, people just literally just drop singles non-stop it's crazy. So like, I mean, like just having like the freedom to just format anything that you sort of really want to do is very fun, and it's also like it keeps it exciting, I guess. But also like it's good to just have like a whole body of work, and it's good to just have like that, you know, like this is what it is, and then it just sits, and then people can take it for like the way that it is, and then you can just keep progressing as well. So I mean, like, because you're always going to progress every day. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Can we expect Rest for the Wicked song to come out on a QR code inside of a tuna can? We get that song in about 2 years' time, yeah.
Yeah. Welcome.
That'll be a really smart idea. That's really good marketing.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
The tuna boys.
Yeah.
Smell like tuna, look like tuna. Taste like tuna. Most importantly, taste like tuna.
Smell like tuna.
Yeah. I'm glad that we're doing this over camera. Otherwise, you would have probably left already. We smell like one big 3-year-old can of tuna.
Literally. Tuna.
Look, sometimes, depending what flavour, some of those cans age like a fine wine. So, look, I'm not too concerned of the...
When you get the sweet chili,
smell.
the sugars soak into the tuna.
They
caramelize over time, yeah.
I have had a couple of... Yeah,
Don't get...
That's the EP. The EP's been caramelizing for a little while.
It tastes real good.
Yeah.
The best 80 cents that you've ever had in your life.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to go from here. We've kind of gone off the rails pretty quickly.
That's it. That's what Rest for the Wicked is. It's just off the fucking rails. Like it's
There is no inside.
Yeah.
We're never on the rails. No concept of the rails.
It's like a cloud train.
I'm kind of curious how the two of you came to be in terms of the band. I know that, you've both had quite a background within music. Tasker, I know that you've produced for quite a few Australian artists. I think there was like Tia Costello, G-Flip, Alison Wonderland, and Ben. Other people might know you as a retired alias or a different alias as Ivan Ooze. How did you guys kind of meet, and where did the idea for the band, other than the shared love of tuna, come from?
We met through another friend of ours, or his girlfriend at the time, and then after that we continued, like we sort of just like knew each other, and then we got put in a session by our publishers, and then we basically just kept doing stuff from there. And that was at the time when I stopped doing Ivan Ooze stuff and wanted to just like try and do some different shit. And so when we started like flowing shit together and just, you know, like working on different stuff, it was just really fun. And like, it wasn't really like an expectation of what we were doing. It was just like, I just wanted to experiment, and like Tasker, I guess, having like a lot of fun experimenting too and shit. So like sort of, yeah, it just came to like form. And then Task called me one day and he's like, do you want to make this a duo? And I was like, I've never been in a band before, so that would be awesome. And then, yeah, ever since then, it's just, we continued doing it. And then we talked with Task talked with Scott from like EMI and stuff like that. And then all of that sort of just spiraled into it. But it was really weird because it was over a time during COVID. So like for like 2 years, we didn't play a show or like do anything. We were just working on music, but Task was in Sydney and I was in Melbourne. And like, it was just a very like, it was just sort of a bit like surreal, because like, it's like you've signed like this thing, and like, I remember we went out and like went to dinner and like did our like dinner signing, and then like there was lockdown again and shit. So like, it was just like, what's going on? Like, it was a bit weird. So now like only this year's really been like, and the back end of last year, we've only started playing shows. So that's like sort of like where it started from anyway.
I'm curious how you found that process, or like that experience, I guess, of building these songs, already having the experience of like working together, but building and kind of trying to build up a body of work while separate. Had you guys, again, both worked in the industry, had you worked remotely prior to the band and prior to lockdown?
Remotely? No, I think we started in person, but then during lockdown, like I would just fly to Melbourne and that, or Benny come to Sydney, but in over lockdown I would sometimes just make beats and send them to him and like kind of do that. I think we've had good songs come out of both in person and, you know, not in person.
Yeah, for sure.
Like remotely, yeah.
But it's always like it's always just like a little bit harder as well, because it's like when you're remote or whatever, like there's just like, because you could be like in different like sort of mindsets and whatnot.
Yeah.
So like
it's always better in person.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
also it's more fun, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, of course. I can imagine that there's a certain chemistry with being in the same room as one another compared to the old Zoom calls or whatever it may be.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally, yeah, 100%.
The EP itself, it is a great EP. It covers a lot of sonic and genre kind of ground, which I'm imagining kind of comes from the two of you having those different backgrounds and then bringing them together. Was it ever discussed when you started writing tracks, like we're going to be this band, or was it just kind of let's have some fun, see what kind of comes out, and then you've been left with this colourful kind of mishmash of sounds?
Yeah, that's more it. Eh?
Yeah, I think
but
that's what it
we're
is.
all about the mashup, you know.
Yeah.
And even like our new that EP is probably the most cohesive thing that we'll probably ever put out. Like all the other tracks we have are like, we have dance tracks, punk tracks,
Everything.
because we listen to heaps of different shit. So you know.
I don't really like to be. I need the task like confined to just a box. I'm just like, oh, you're pop, or like, yeah, this. Like, it's just sort of, you just want it to be like a good time, and that's like what Rest for the Wicked is. It's like to just have fun, but to also like, you know, make great music. And so like when we rock into like a studio session or whatever, like we never really have an expectation of what we're gonna make, like ever. Like it's just like we're just gonna do what like we're doing and feel like doing that day. And that's sort of just how we work. And it's just a great vibe as well, because it's just like you end up with something that you're like, fuck yeah, this is cool.
That's awesome. Can you, not for any track specifically, but just if you had to kind of boil down the process of songwriting for you guys, what would it kind of entail? Is it that you both kind of bring something different to the mix, or can you walk us through the process for writing of any of the songs?
Oh yeah. We probably just I don't even know. We just generally get in the studio and I'll just be like, what do you feel like doing? And Ben will be like, I don't know, what do you feel like doing? I don't know.
Literally.
And then I'll just tinker on some random instruments and
I mean, it would just be tough.
sometimes we'll show references or whatever, but then we'll just vibe out. I normally like make some real fucked up sound and loop that over for half an hour, and then something comes out of that.
Yeah. And it would just be like something that would just be like the most fucked up sound that he does. I'm like, that's sick. And then like it would just be like, oh, and then like all of a sudden, like if I'm writing to something, Task is already like building like everything.
Building the world.
So I'm just like writing and I'll be there and I'm not even realizing like that you've almost like already got the skeleton.
Yeah, we won't talk for like 2 hours, and then we'll just sit there just in our own worlds, and then Ben will go, okay, I'm ready. Okay, sweet. Okay, and record it.
Yeah, it just smashed it up. It's very unusually fun.
I feel like, you know how we work. I feel like sometimes when I work with other people, I'm like, they must think I'm really rude because I just won't say anything. I could go the entire day without saying anything.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, oh shit, I've had my back and they're not even here. And I turn around, they're not even there. I'm like, they go home. Oh.
Yeah. It's so fucked up.
Ben knows how it goes.
Yeah, no, it's a more like, it's really funny when that happens as well, because like even other sessions and shit, like you'll be writing and like, then like I was literally in the booth for like an hour the other day, like writing like to a hip hop track, and then like I was like, all right, I'm ready, and then like the beat was just still looping, and I was just like, wait, and I was like looking for Tom, and I'm just like, where the fuck?
Oh, he wasn't even there.
It was so fucked, but yeah, it's sick.
It does audibly sound like you guys are having fun, which I think is a very kind of, well, from what I'm getting from today's interview, a very kind of key component of the band. I think my favourite track from the EP was Introvert, which I think kind of embodies that fun, upbeat kind of vibe that you've been talking about. Are you able to go into, I guess, what inspired that song or where that song kind of came from?
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
It took a lifetime to find the person you want to marry. Finding the perfect engagement ring is a lot easier. At BlueNile.com, you can find or design the ring you've always dreamed of with help from Blue Nile's jewelry experts who are on hand 24/7 to answer questions, and the ease and convenience of shopping online. For a limited time, get $50 off your purchase of $500 or more with code LISTEN at BlueNile.com. That's $50 off with code LISTEN at BlueNile.com.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Yeah, it's so sick.
We did that not too long ago, eh?
It wasn't like it was a few weeks ago. Yeah, like we were just writing. We wanted to just make something that was like a little bit of a bop, and then I like to like when there's like a song or whatever. If it sounds happy, I would try and write the most like depressing lyrics like possible. So like so it's sort of like if you listen to like Hey Ya by like Outkast or something like that, where like the lyrics are like very sad, but like it's just very happy. So like we were sort of just like bobbing around and like if like you play that live, it's going to be really fun and like everyone's just going to be having a good time. But like, yeah, it's like
the juxtaposition.
Yeah. You just wanted to make, I always love doing that shit. Like if there's something that's really sad, that you sort of want to make it like happy.
Yeah.
And
it was real funny because I think we're doing like some gang vocals on that song. It's like when you just get your friends to come in, you're all huddled around the microphone.
Yeah.
A drunken choir.
Yeah.
What are the lyrics of the chorus? I don't like...
You like making friends.
I don't want any of them.
Yeah.
So we're all there with our friends singing, you like making friends.
I want none of them. It was just, about just being like mad introverted sometimes. And just like when you go through that sort of shit. So, yeah, it's very...
Yeah. And we just wanted to put random shit in the song.
Yeah.
There's a little harpsichord solo.
It's so sick.
I went back, I like found the worst harpsichord sound that I could. And then I went back the next day and like found a nice sound. I was like, nah, I've got to use the really shit one. Better. It was just like,
It was mad. It was like the best shit ever.
Yeah, it's good fun.
I was going to bring up, I guess, as you mentioned, the juxtaposition of the lyrics to the music, because it's a song from the chorus. It was mainly about staying inside and not wanting to kind of engage with other people. With other songs, do you find that you are trying to, I guess, not repeating what you just said, but as you mentioned, with Outkast kind of having that weird duality of like happy music, fucked up lyrics. Do you find that that's a more fun way to kind of approach songwriting and keep yourself interested instead of just, I guess, not entertaining people, but it engages your brain as well as the audience's?
I think so, yeah. When writing stuff like that is very... it definitely does, yeah, you're right. Like, it keeps me entertained. And, like, I want... Like, that's just, like, the main thing for me is, like, if it's keeping me entertained, I would assume that it would keep other people entertained by lyrics, but also... with the production, like Tusk is a wizard, he's a genius. So like when like we're doing stuff and everything, like it just depends on like what I know like, melodies are fitting where and like what like it's sort of like it's just basically like I'm a mad scientist and I'm just cooking stuff, but it's just more channeling it. And then like when I'm channeling it, it just comes out as it's meant to come out. But I'm always thinking of like what is like what's the polar opposite of what this would be? So, like, if it was, like, something that's, like, a sunshine, like song or something like that, I would want to make it, like, hell. Like, literally just, like, fiery depths of shit that you would hate. And, like, that's sort of just where my brain goes to, I think, naturally. I don't know.
I think that, like, what I noticed is after... Because we didn't get to do any shows, you know what I mean? And that's, like, sometimes where you get feedback. You get instantaneous feedback, you know? Chatting to people and that. I was like, because like whenever I make a song, I'm like, I want to play it at like I'm always thinking about live, you know. I want to play it live and I want to have fun and you know. But then after you know doing some shows, I even chatted to some people who like the lyric, you know, the first song on the EP, Bones. Like it's kind of fun,
definitely
the chorus and that, but like the lyrics are really dark and I met someone that were like really connected to the lyrics. They were like. Yeah. I felt like you were speaking to me, that kind of shit. And I was like, oh, because I don't even know the lyrics to any of our songs, really. I don't know. Seriously, I was like, because I'm just too busy thinking about all the other shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck. I always get so in my head about production and songwriting. Like, oh, this is like, you know, that connects to people. I remember listening to music when I was like 15. Like,
definitely.
Oh, shit, like. They know they know how I feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's important. You know, it's like you can give. It's like escapism. You can have that in like a live version, you know, a positive release, but it's also lyrically when people connect with something and they don't feel so alone, then, you know, that's a pretty special thing. So I think that's why I love working with Ben, because he brings that to the table with his lyrics.
Yeah, and that's like the same as like with production as well, because I've worked with like a bunch of producers before, but like sometimes the creativity just isn't completely there. And like with Task, is very just like out of the box, like let's try and do something that's like really different, and that's what's so fun. And so like when we're just working together, it's always exciting, and it's always just like, you know, you're gonna probably 99% of the time come out with something that you like, and that's like what you really want to do. So yeah, it's sick. It's great.
That's awesome. I can imagine that working together, and again, having previously collaborated with a range of different people, that you've got certain skills that you might have picked up along the way, or learnings of what to do and what not to do. Tasker, with Ben continuing kind of saying throughout this interview that you do think outside of the box, has that always been, I guess, a go-to for you, or is that something that you kind of picked up over time and working with certain artists where you've been like, let's throw that handbook aside and let's try something just fucked up? Pardon me.
I think I've always been the most fucked up in the room. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, especially because I write so many songs. I do like, you know, at least 7 sessions a week or some shit, you know. Like, I'm always writing. I write every single day, you know. And then so once you do it, it's like I just try and make the cookedest thing that I can, like, because rather than going, because I used to go to like, you know, your staple sounds or whatever, and then I'm like, I don't even know what I'll do. I'll just do anything that's I've never tried before because I'm just bored of writing songs. You know, it's like boring just doing it every day. But it's not boring if you're just doing things, you know.
Literally.
And I feel like there's a lot more of that in our new stuff as well after this EP. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but also I've learned so much working with other people. Yeah, they do push me. No, 100%. You pick up different skills and ways to play instruments and attack songwriting. So yeah.
Yeah, of course. One of the other tracks that I think, from what I've heard, has already kind of got a little bit of a following in a live setting is the band's take on the Kid Cudi track "Pursuit of Happiness," which again seems to embody this beautiful, upbeat kind of party vibe that you guys are giving off with the rest of the EP. And I'm curious, out of all the tracks that you could have picked, what was it about Pursuit that kind of stood out as one to put your own take on?
We had a track that during COVID we had a track that Taz sent over, and it's sort of like it had like the vibe of Pursuit of Happiness. I'm like, this sort of sounds like Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh yeah.
And then we're like, maybe we should make this into like a cover, and like we both like love Cudi and stuff like that. So I was just like, it'd be pretty sick, and also like it sort of fits into that niche as well because like we're pretty like big on like MGMT and stuff like that. So even like just putting that in there and then like putting like a new spin on it would be sick. And so we just sort of started playing.
I accidentally ripped it off.
Yeah,
ripped off Pursuit of Happiness. And that's right.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I'm like, save yourself some time writing a new song. Just sing the song that already exists over it.
It's a lot cheaper to cover it than go through the other way.
Yeah.
Literally. So yeah, we did that.
But it goes good live. That's kind of why we put it on there. Like the shows that we played so far, they, you know, and all the people who come have asked us to put it out. So
yeah.
Gotta, you know.
I feel like when you're a starting band as well, and like you're starting from like ground zero, it's always good to have like a really fun cover. But if you put your own spin on it, like, because I mean, like if the crowd like isn't like sort of like, sometimes you can't really like capture a crowd like straight away with just your originals. But then as soon as you like put a cover in, they'll be like, oh wait, they like the stuff that we like, and then like all of a sudden like the next song and the next like 3 songs, they're like, oh, these guys actually.
You bring them back in.
Yeah, literally.
That's why I was like, we've been playing really short sets because I was like, no one wants to see us. I was even saying that to someone after. I was just like, why was it short? I'm like, yeah, who wants to watch us? And they're like, I did. I bought a ticket. I'm like, oh, true. Fuck. I'll watch next time.
Well, it seems like people do want to see you guys. There was I
was just me. Oh shit!
I believe there was 3 or 4 dates early this year. I think at the start of the year. I know you guys played with Slowly only recently. How have those other than you cutting it short and not disappointing fans, but leave them wanting more? How have those shows gone?
Sick.
Yeah, they were fucking mad.
All of them were sick. We did some headline shows, which were really fun in Melbourne and Sydney. And then,
so much fun.
Our first gig was like a Grapevine, which was pretty fucking gnarly. But it was just sick because it was just
like
such
a big festival kind of vibe.
Yeah, but it was just like our first show from doing for like the 2 years that we didn't do anything and during COVID. So, yeah, it was pretty fun. And then we've just been, I
love it.
Yeah.
They were mad. That was some of the best kind of, and they were just like, because I told our booking agent that I was like, let's just book small rooms, fill them up, and just have a fucking party. And it was sick. Like the vibe, the energy was mad. Like I love it. Ben loves it too. Like that's what it's about. You know, some people playing shows an afterthought. That's like all I want to do. You know.
Yeah.
I love it so much, and I'm like, I love meeting the people and just partying and all that shit. So.
Yeah, and definitely
it was mad. It was mad fun.
Definitely like spending time with the audience as well, like because it's just at a small capacity capacity, you can just really get to meet everybody.
Yeah, you're not like, you're not in your green room or whatever. And if you are, you open the door and tell everyone to come in and drink your piss and break something. Just get a little bit of chaos going on.
Blame it on us.
Yeah, just blame it on us. It's all right.
It's all right. We'll cop the
We'll cop the all the money that you paid is going to replace the window that you just put a chair through.
And that nice lamp.
And that nice lamp. I'm taking that home. This is my lamp now.
Can we expect to see you guys bringing this chaos back to the road and possibly around Australia again at some point this year?
Yes.
1,000,000%. I want to just do it 100 times.
Yeah. We've got
I'll play it anywhere.
Where are we?
If your mum's got a garage, we'll play it.
Definitely.
Street parties, anywhere. Weddings, funerals.
Like anything.
Wherever.
Whatever that you want. But like baptisms, who knows? But just like really gnarly. But we've got
you got it in the works, I think.
Yeah, we've got a show coming. We've got a few shows coming up, and we're also going to do a tour towards the end of the year for like EP as well. So I think that's coming. Actually, no, the tour's coming even sooner than that. I don't know. I'm not too sure about dates, but it is coming. So it'll be in like the next couple of months.
Yeah,
that's very exciting.
We're going to take it up a notch too. Every time,
just a little bit.
Yeah, always.
After what you've just said about those first shows, I look forward to seeing what taking it up a notch equates to or ends with. But
livestock.
We've already spent all our money on missed flights and ambulances.
Yes, so there's plenty more. We've got our savings in order.
Guys, usually we would ask our guests what they're currently listening to. Is there anything at the moment that is caught your fancy or that you're really loving?
I will tell you exactly what I'm listening to.
I don't have a phone.
Charles Lucy's phone. Let's see. I'm listening to Sleigh Bells, Shakewell, Alchemist, West Side Gun, Walter Ego, Dante Knows, Goldfang, all the other.
What am I listening to?
All the guys that are killing it in Sydney. NERD. Swedish House Mafia. Tasker showed me that new album.
The new Swedish House Mafia album's so good.
Snot. Listening to all different types of stuff.
I've been listening to like 70s Spanish music, and just my staple is like My Bloody Valentine. And
you've been listening to MGMT a lot again, haven't you?
MGMT. Oh yeah, getting back in MGMT. Yeah. The Strokes. I like listening to all these weird drones and shit. So.
Yeah.
Both very eclectic kind of tastes. And is it...
Yeah, that's sick.
When you guys, do you kind of, I guess, in terms of finding new music, are you more of a word of mouth kind of person? Do you listen to the algorithm at all and what they suggest, or is it just, if something's good, it's good? I
found my new favorite band, that band that I said that was this Spanish band from the 70s, because my phone fell out of my jacket and it shattered everywhere. But then I could still find a way to like get into the phone. And then I tried to play a song on Spotify because I was in the shower and on my phone I was like trying to play a song because I like listen to music in the shower with a cup of tea.
Yeah.
I sit with a cup of tea and listen to music. And then I was trying to type in, I was trying to type in a band name, and then the thing just spazzed out and like typed in this random word and then like hit enter and this music started playing.
But that was it.
And that was it. I was like, oh my God, this is it. And I just been like rinsing it. So that's generally how we find our music.
So Tasker finds his music from computer glitches up to smash phones. Yeah, I do the same, like probably word of mouth.
YouTube ads.
Yeah,
just wait for the right ad on YouTube and like, yes, this is it. Finally. I've been waiting all day for you guys.
Yeah, literally. No, I find I would just say from everywhere. Like it would be like Tasker shows me a lot of stuff as well. Like
Ben shows me.
Yeah, like different producers that I've worked with. Like that's how I found those sleigh bells, which I've got to show you because I don't.
And then now I'll be a fan.
And then yeah,
and I'll show you again.
Yeah.
And you're like, I forgot about it.
So yeah, it's sick. It's very rad. But yeah, I don't know. Music's like cool like that. That you just find something, and then you can also bond with other people and other musicians that that like it. So it's fresh.
100%. Look, guys, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Ben and Tasker from Rest for the Wicked. The EP is out this Friday. Congratulations, guys. And thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you very much for having us, Simon. You're a
Thinking about that. Cheers.
And that's our show. A massive thank you to Rest for the Wicked for their time. Their self-titled EP is out this Friday, and we've left links in the show notes if you'd like to pre-save the EP. We also want to give a huge shout out to Mariam at EMI Music Australia for helping out with today's interview. If you like this show, please subscribe wherever you get your pods and stay up to date when new episodes are released. We release new shows each Wednesday and Friday morning, and we now have a Patreon, which you can find within the show notes of this episode. You can follow the playlist profile on Spotify, and you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Until next week, cheers.